Do I really have to file my taxes this year? It's a question I hear all the time. The answer isn't always straightforward. While not everyone is legally required to file, you might be leaving money on the table or missing out on important benefits if you don't. Today we're cutting through the confusion and giving you the straight facts on who needs to file and why it often makes sense to file even if it's not required. Hi there, I'm John Thompson from JCT Tax Solutions, and welcome to the second installment of our Taxes 101 series, where we break down tax concepts into simple, actionable information. In our last video, we covered the basics of how taxes work. Today we're tackling a question I hear all the time. Do I really have to file a tax return? I didn't make that much money. The answer might surprise you because it's not always a simple yes or no. Let's start with the basics. Most people are required to file if their income is above certain thresholds. These thresholds depend on three main factors: your filing status, like single or married, your age, whether you're under or over 65, and the types of income you receive. For example, in tax year 2024, so that's the return that was due on April 15th of 2025, a single person under the age of 65 generally needs to file if they earned $14,600 or more. For 2024 returns, the filing requirement for a single person jumps to $16,550 if you're 65 or older. For married couples filing jointly when both spouses are under 65, you need to file if your combined income is $29,200 or more. That increases to $30,750 if one spouse is 65 or older, and $32,300 if both are 65 or older. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you're married but filing separately, the threshold is $5. That's not a typo, $5. That one catches many people by surprise. Looking ahead to 2025, these thresholds are increasing slightly across all categories. For example, the single filer threshold will rise to $15,000 if you're under 65, $17,000 if you're 65 or older. These thresholds are crucial to understand because they're the first indicator of whether you're required to file a tax return. But even if you're below that threshold, you may still need to file. If you had self-employment income of $400 or more, yeah, it's just $400. You received advanced premium tax credits through the health insurance marketplace. If you're claiming a dependent but have earned income over certain thresholds, you owe taxes on things like early retirement withdrawals, or if you file as married filing separately. Like I said before, that requirement kicks in at just $5 of income. Now here's where things get really interesting. Even if you're not required to file, there are three big reasons why you may want to anyway. First, you could be leaving money on the table. If taxes were withheld from your paycheck throughout the year, the only way to get that money back is by filing a return. Think of it as claiming what's already yours. Plus, there are valuable tax credits you might qualify for, like the Earned Income Tax Credit, which can be worth thousands, the Child Tax Credit, or education credits if you're in school. These are called refundable credits, which means you can receive them even if you don't owe any taxes, but you have to file in order to claim them. Second reason you might want to file is protection against identity theft. Once you file your return with the IRS, no one else can file under your Social Security number. So filing early, or even filing when you don't technically need to, is a smart way to protect yourself from tax identity theft. Third, it creates an official record. Filed tax returns create a paper trail of your income history, which can be helpful when applying for loans, financial aid, or certain government benefits. Now let's take a look at a few common situations where people often get confused. If you're a teenager with a summer job, you might not hit the standard filing threshold, but if your employer withheld taxes from your paychecks, filing could get you a refund. For older adults living primarily on Social Security, you might not need to file if that's your only income, but if you have other income sources like a part-time job or investments or a pension, you might want to check the requirements carefully. And if you have a side gig reported on 1099 forms instead of W-2s, remember that $400 threshold for self-employment income. If you're receiving a 1099, you are self-employed. And that $400 threshold is really low, so keep an eye out for that. There's good news if you think you should have filed in previous years. You can still file back taxes and claim any refunds for up to 3 years. But don't wait. After 3 years, you lose the right to claim any refunds you were owed. And if you owed taxes but didn't file, penalties and interest have been adding up all this time. As we say in the tax world, the best time to file was when it was due. The next best time is now. Quick but important note here, the information I've shared today is general in nature and hasn't been customized for your specific tax situation. Everyone's tax circumstances are unique and tax laws change regularly. If you need personalized guidance, we offer tax planning sessions where we can look at your specific situation and help you make the best decisions for your finances. You can book a session through our website at jct.tax. But the bottom line is this: filing requirements are just the minimum standard. Even when you're not legally required to file a tax return, doing so could mean recovering withheld wages, claiming valuable credits, protecting your identity, and creating important financial documentation. For many people, these benefits far outweigh the time it takes to file. And remember, if your income is near those filing thresholds, you may have access to free and low-cost filing options. The IRS Free File program is available if your adjusted gross income is $84,000 or less. And if you're comfortable preparing your own return, the IRS website offers fillable forms that you can complete and e-file for free regardless of your income. Many communities also offer free tax preparation assistance through VITA, or the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, TCE, or Tax Counseling for the Elderly, and AARP tax aid programs. These services provide trained volunteers who can help you prepare and file your taxes at no cost. I'll have links in the description for all these resources, so cost should not be a barrier for getting you the refund or credits you deserve. Coming up in June, we'll continue our Taxes 101 series with 2 new topics: understanding tax forms for individuals and understanding tax forms for business owners. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss these helpful guides. And if you have questions or need help getting caught up on previous year's taxes, visit us at jct.tax. While we're based in Chaska, Minnesota, we can help people with U.S. taxes nationwide. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.